Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to MRC. That song in the background was just a little special moment just for Sam Flan. We are back. It is MRC Xtreme tonight. It's the first race for MRC Xtreme of Season 16. I mean, I've been here since Season 6. It's too long. But there we go. We are into a new season. We are beginning at arguably the worst track that has ever existed, Portugal. It's an interesting race. It's a roller coaster. Quite literally, it goes up and then down, and then you go back up, and then you come back down. So it's going to be a very interesting race. I am joined on comms tonight by none other than Mr. Carl Edens. How are you doing tonight?
Not too bad, Simon. You could definitely tell you've had a bit to drink today because of how chippy you sound. And
yeah.
You've been here since Season 6. Try being here from the very first.
No, thank you. I'm good.
As for Portugal, I don't know what you got against it because I quite like this track once I got a bit of a comfort zone.
It's disgraceful as a track. Why is it going up and then you come back down and then they're like, oh yeah, that was fun, let's go back up. And then you think, right, I'm doing well, and then you go back down.
To quote Lando Norris, I'm moving up and down side to side
like a roller coaster. Exactly. And it's not a fun track.
It's fun. I don't know why you hate it.
I'm glad that I've had a disgusting work week this week and I did not have to race this.
Oh, you've missed out.
I promise you I haven't. The only people who wish I was there is people who might have got some points by me being there because I would have been so bad.
I'm not going to repeat what Martin's put in the YouTube chat. Welcome to the aerodrome.
Oh, nice, yeah. I agree, Martin, yeah.
Am I the only one that actually likes this track?
I'm afraid I think you are. Most of us see this track for what it is, which is a weird, confusing, up and down... I was going to swear then. I need to stop.
Mark says he can't wait to hear a drunk Simon, so you've already got one hyped up person.
You are hearing him live on the air tonight. And Moritz did a 1:18.1, and I can honestly tell you, I have no idea if that's a good lap, because I don't know what a good lap is around here.
Well, Tier 1 we had 1:16s, in Tier 2 it was, I think it was either a 16 to a 1:17, so... There you go, save your 1:17.
Oh, well, there you go,
Expect 16s in the latter stages.
In relation to Saviour, that's a very good lap from Moritz. Oh, Amar with a 17.2 as well. What a lap from him.
Yeah, he had some very good pace on Tier 2 and in X as well. He was showing good form.
Yeah, I raced X. It did not go well.
Yeah, I guess it was lead comms for that.
Yeah, indeed. It was... let's just say I did not do the Tier 1 boys proud on Friday, in any way, shape or form.
Thank the Lord you had Saviour on track and you had Ben as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was using my Zandvoort setup. That's how prepared I was. But here we go. We will jump on board with Rassam as he's coming through the final sector. And we go back down. And then we're going to come back up. And he takes that very nicely. Gets the apex absolutely bang on. And then, do you know what?
Pole.
We're going to go back down. For the penultimate corner. And then for the final corner, we're going to go back up. And then we're going to come back down. And then we're going to go back up to the line and let's see what Rassam can do. It's a 1:18.2. A very nice banker lap indeed.
Well, you have to mute your mic because you're having a laughing fit.
I told you, it's just up and down. I did 2 corners and we went up and down about 4 times. Whoever designed this track, I think he was fired afterwards. This was the final track he ever designed. But C8
It's the
Lou
kind
is
of
about to
track
start
I
his lap.
probably would have designed, to be fair.
I would design this track purely as a way to irritate people. I'd think, how can I really annoy the people who will be driving this track, and you get Portugal? Here comes C8 Lou to the end of the first sector, and he's done a 22.5, which is indeed a sector. I have no idea what sector times are around here. But I'm going to assume it's good, because C8 Lou's a pretty quick driver, to be fair.
Yeah, he got some good pace under him. I'm just going to keep an eye on my Tier 2 teammate in the papaya for his first lap. I'm going to keep an eye on Martin.
Oh, Mr. Single Track. We'll jump on board with him a little bit. Apparently that was a purple middle sector for C8 Lou. But the minimap has lied to me before, so I can't promise. And here he comes, doing the down, and then the back up, and then the back down, and then the back up. As he comes round the final corner, goes up for the final time, and does a 17.9. Very nice lap from C8 Lou. And
Yeah,
there is Mr. Single Track.
Yep.
Who's just
11
done
down the
Tier
hill to
3,
turn
so
12.
should be very much in the zone for this race.
Well, he's done X, he's done Tier 2, he's done, I think he did Tier 1 as well, and then he's done Tier 3, so he's had plenty of track time round here, and he doesn't like the track, so why has he raced every single
I was going to say, clearly the man needs a hobby, but this is his hobby, so I don't think that actually works. 18 dead from Single Track, not a bad little banker lap.
Mark asks, why do I see Simon falling off his chair during his roller coaster? This roller coaster.
I'm not going to lie, there was a moment when I was racing X on Friday. And you know, halfway through the middle sector, there's that uphill right-hander that kills 90% of drivers. I found...
are you referring to turn 4?
No, later in the lap.
Left.
Then you go up from turn 4, and then you've got the double right-hander, and the second right-hander is uphill.
Turn 8.
That one. As I was doing the uphill right-hander, I found myself moving with the steering wheel, and I did genuinely nearly fall out of my seat.
I want to be Lewis Hamilton's gone P6.
On a set of mediums as well. That's a pretty filthy lap. My Tier 1 teammate, who I've already abandoned once out of one race in Tier 1.
Yeah, and you've already got somebody sniffing over your shoulder for that seat if you ever not race again. Because
Mr. J. Sarge is making a comeback.
Yeah. To be fair, he did an all right job. To be honest, for saying he hasn't raced for so long in this league anyway. So
yeah. Let's make it clear that I'm not choosing to not race. If I had to choose between racing and driving 180 miles in a night, I would choose racing every time.
You would race.
Yeah.
We know.
But unfortunately, when you work in the industry that I do, if someone says, here's some paid work, you say yes and you go.
I think Mark agrees with me. He goes, Martin says he hates the track, yet raced 4 times. I call BS.
Yeah. Well, you won't hear this next week, because next week is Martin's favourite race in the entire world.
Would that be Montreal by any chance?
It would. He loves Canada. He thinks it's the best track.
Sam 16-7.
Hello, Mr. Sam Flan. What a lap!
It's a Mercedes-powered front row. It was a Red Bull in third.
I'm just enjoying the fact that, 2 days ago, maybe? Sam Flan put in the Discord, oh, I'm so terrible at qualifying, can someone help me? And then he does that.
Mind you, another, we've got a common site at the moment, just going up the hill through Town 4 on his first run is a certain Frenchman in a German team with a German engine.
And a pair of green tyres on his car.
Jules retakes pole provisionally.
Not by very much, mind. Less than 0.03 of a second. That is pretty close at the top.
Jules, another one who had a very good showing on Monday, so he's one to most likely keep an eye out.
Jules is a very, very quick man, to be fair.
Yeah.
Let's see what Saviour can do. Mr. MRCX himself. Let's see how he can do an Xtreme. And at the end of the first sector, he's a tenth and a smidge up. He looks like he's got a pretty stable setup, to be fair. Or he just doesn't have the skill issues that I have. Either way.
I'm not going to commentate on that because...
Yeah, no, please don't.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to make you feel bad.
Let's not bruise my ego further, thank you. And now, oh, he invalidated!
Oh, he has.
And he was 0.2 up as well. That could have been provisional pole.
It's so easy to invalidate out of turn 11, though, because of the line you have to take.
It's easy to invalidate on about 80% of this track.
Turn 1, turn 4.
Yep.
Turn 8.
Yep.
Turn 11.
Yep. That's too many places that it's easy to invalidate on one track.
I mean, we've got worse tracks in the calendar if you think about it.
Name one.
Well, it's not on the calendar. I think it's on. Well, if we look at the every track in general, you've got Imola, which was a pain, Austria, which is a pain.
Austria's a cracking track. What are you talking about? Austria is one of my all-time favourite tracks.
Well, it's a simple track.
The shade! Baby Hornet likes the tracks that take zero skill, apparently. Oh my gosh, I just came on comms tonight to be slated.
Mark knows that's why he likes it.
What is with the drive-by tonight? Oh my gosh. I will not have this slander against Austria. It is an amazing track. And it's very easy to get track limits on, so it takes skill. I'll have you know. Mark's just salty because I beat him there in the wet 2 seasons ago.
Chris has improved to P7.
He has. Very nice lap from Bailey.
The sole Ferrari. So I know which car you'll be rooting for.
My teammate. He's my teammate in Xtreme as well, and once again I'm abandoning him, so I do apologise, Mr. Bailey. You deserve better, and yet you're stuck with me, so unlucky. Let's see what Colin can do. This man who has just been promoted to Tier 1 for this season. And I did not watch Tier 1, I'm afraid.
Currently P9 with all the 7s. A 17.777.
Yes, indeed. And he is near enough half a second up at the end of the second sector, so that's looking like a pretty decent lap. This could be top 5.
Just turn 14 and 15 to go.
Here we go. We're going down. And we're about to come back up. And Colin is going to do a 1 minute 17.2. Found half a second. Pretty decent lap.
Puts him ahead of Chris.
Oh, Sam Flan's on a lap. Let's see if he can find what little time is needed to put him back ahead of Jules. For a man that says he's bad at qualifying, he's carrying some distance. He is a millisecond up on his time. Can he find any time in this final sector?
Your teammate slightly down on his best time.
I'm surprised he stayed out.
He's gone for a double run looking at it.
Unfortunately, Sam Flan, I think he actually backed out and went, I can probably get back around and try again. Saviour's invalidated again. He's had a couple of bad runs there.
Chris is 3/10 up in Sector 2.
Oh, he probably made a mistake, and that's why he went in for a second run, because he knew where to find the time.
Flat out through turn 15.
Here he comes. What's he going to manage? Is it a 16? Oh, 17 dead. Not a bad lap from Bailey. Oh, and Armar is just starting his final lap. Let's see what he can do in the first sector. He's only 0.02 off his time in the first sector, so there's still plenty of time to find in this lap. Looked very tidy through turn 4. Kept it near enough flat through the double right-hander.
And having to let some cars through. I don't think he's going to make the line to make his final run.
Oh, I don't think he is.
He's got 7 seconds, 6, 5. He's going to cut it very close.
Oh, he missed it.
Oh, he just missed out.
Oh, and Armar's a 10th off his time going into the penultimate corner. I don't think he's going to improve, unfortunately. No, he didn't quite improve, unfortunately. I don't think Colin is either.
Saviour's 3/10 up in Sector 2.
Ooh. Sam Flan invalidated.
Pole position.
Yeah, Jules is off his time. Bobo's not on a lap. It's all down to Saviour now. Here he comes. He's going to do a 16.4. What a lap from Saviour.
Half a second improvement.
Oh no, Jules is slightly up on his time, I think, actually. Is he going to do it?
Tenths.
Oh,
no,
it is close. And I believe that's everyone. Is C8 Lou on a lap? C8 Lou is not on a lap. So there you go, that will be our starting order. Saviour takes pole in the dying seconds of qualifying, followed by Jules, Bobo, Sam Flan, Chris Bailey, Single Track, Armar, Colin, Loppy, and Kisa Soze rounding out the top 10. Then you've got Ant, Moritz, Panitza, Rassam, C8 Lou, and Smit in 16th. So I believe this might be the first race where our new rule comes into effect, is it?
Would that be the new points thing or something?
The new rule that we've created that if you don't have a lot of people driving from your tier, you are limited in how many points you can win.
Yeah. So because Smith's on his own and it's less than 3, he can only score a maximum of 13 points tonight.
Yeah.
Whereas because you got more than 5 in both Tier 1 and Tier 2, they will be going for the full whack of 25 points.
Exactly that. It's not to discourage those from lower tiers. It's purely that we want to keep people racing and keep it exciting. And if you're the only person racing from your tier every single week, then you're guaranteed 25 points just by showing up. So it kind of defeats the object of the racing aspect of it, I guess.
Looks to be a dry start to this one. We do have the 5-minute break, I believe, now.
We do have a 5-minute. Oh, I'm doing Discord things, but I'm not doing Discord things because I'm so focused on my comms that I'm just not doing my job. We go at.
You've just confessed one thing there. You absolutely love comms, is what you've just confessed to everyone in MRC there.
I don't believe I said that. I believe I said I was focused. Because I'm a consummate professional who would never turn up to comms drunk.
Oh, no.
No, never. No, you wouldn't see me doing that.
I just seen a pig fly by my window.
So, normally in this break, I like to talk about what's your favourite F1 race that's happened at this specific track. There haven't been a lot at Portimao.
Well,
Really?
This track in particular, we only had the two in 2020 and 21.
Yeah.
And the only one that's really had most of the action was 2020 with one particular Canadian driver. Because in 2020 at turn 1, on 2 different occasions, practice, he had that collision with Max Verstappen at turn 1.
Hilarious.
And then he had one with Lando Norris at the same corner during the race that year as well.
Yeah. It's almost like he shouldn't be in an F1 seat, or am I not allowed to say that?
And just another one from the 2020 race. There was a slight delay to qualifying, 30 minutes to be exact, because during the final stages of third practice, Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel ran over a drain cover after going wide at turn 14. Lifting the drain cover, and they had to go and fasten that drain cover down, which delayed qualifying for a good half an hour.
Which all of the F1 drivers were unbelievably happy about. In no way, shape or form.
But when I think of Portugal, I think of Estoril from 1984 to 1996.
Yep.
And if we go that far back, the most successful drivers here are Alain Prost and Nigel Mansell with 3 wins apiece.
Yeah. Yeah. Alain Prost, what a man. I have a lot of respect for him as a driver, to be fair. I might be unpopular in that opinion, but I thought he was great.
I know quite a lot of people that probably disagree with that.
I mean, yes, but I think that's probably on the basis of who he was driving against.
Yes, but I think it was more or less that it wasn't so much Prost they were angry at. It was more of Balestri or Balastri, however you pronounce it.
Yeah, the guy who definitely did not fix an F1 championship.
So that's probably where Michael Massey got the idea from then.
Yeah, he looked at because have you watched the Senna TV series?
I have indeed.
Oh, it's so good. Honestly,
Netflix
I loved
did
it.
a very good job with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the last sort of proper F1 sort of dramatization that I watched was Rush, which is another very, very good film, following the James Hunt and Niki Lauda thing. But
Saviour's taking them out on formation.
Oh, we are going indeed. I readied them up, and they were already ready to go at 21:18. So, tyre strategies. We've got a fairly even split, to be honest. The top 6 have gone for softs, as well as Loppy and Moritz and Cloud, and the rest have gone for mediums. Now, again, I've done very little laps around this track. But from what I saw of Tier 3, it looks like the softs do quite well around here, actually.
The softs do go for a good number of laps. It's the general strategy around here is a soft medium or medium soft. It is doable.
Yeah. Well, Avanash did an absolutely cracking job of it in Tier 3.
If there's an early, certain particular car that we all don't like to mention for certain reasons, it doesn't hurt to go on the hards, because the hards will literally go on forever around here. They don't lose that much grip or usage throughout the entire 33 laps of we do round here.
Yeah.
But the pace is not there on the hards, so expect a few people to try and avoid them and only use them if it's a last resort, like for a very early pit stop or something due to an incident or damage repair.
Okay. Well, we're about to get going, and for once in my life, I've got a beautiful camera angle for the start of this race. This is what we need more of, Codemasters.
It goes down into turn 1.
I know, right? Fancy that. Right, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are away on the Portuguese roller coaster. And it all looks pretty good. Bobo had a really great start, got alongside Jules, but Jules has hung on the inside. Oh, Lord, locking up.
Carbon fibre in the midfield. I think there's contact somewhere.
I think mostly we've gotten away. Cloud, I think, has had a brilliant start, actually. Up 5 positions off the start, 4 for Moritz. Great starts for both of them. Saviour showing some immediate pace, opening up a 0.6 second gap on the first lap.
Yeah, those front 3 breaking away a little bit by Chris, but he's reeled them back in through turn 11 and then 12.
Actually, this is really nice to see, because apart from Colin at the back, who I assume was caught up in some sort of issue, there are no real gaps. Everyone's sticking with everyone.
Yeah, it's quite a easy track to follow. Well, I find it quite easy to follow round here.
Yeah.
Not that many overtaking spots, apart from you can at turn 5, obviously turn 1 being the key one, and turn 5, as I said as well, because the 2 DRS zones. But apart from that, there's not that many overtaking spots, unless you're brave to take the tight line through 10 into 11. You could make a move there as well.
Yeah. Oh, Ant and Keith are going side by side through turn 4, and Ant comes out ahead. Perfectly demonstrating your point that that is an overtaking point.
Yeah, Ant's on the soft, so's he on the mediums, so those mediums will be in the process of being switched on.
Yeah, it's going to take a few laps for them to properly get up to heat.
But the top 5 is nearly a second up the road from single tracking.
Yeah, I think he might have had a small issue because he fell back a bit, but he's pulled himself right back into it.
Yeah, it's, as soon as you lose time, you can find yourself back in it again towards the end of the lap.
Yeah. Tell you what, Saviour's straight line speed is really quite good, because Bobo really didn't close him down with DRS.
Yeah, he's practically rooted in that first place at the moment. I know it's only lap 3, but he's definitely not letting Bobo have a sniff.
No, exactly. That's the other thing. There's a lot of laps on this track. There are a lot of laps.
Yeah, 33 laps, total race length of 95.326 miles.
Oh my gosh, just going up and down and up and down.
Single track is outside of 1 second of Sam Flam, but he's back in it again due to the way the sector is, but he's dropped back out of it again.
He's teetering right on the edge of that DRS gap, and if he doesn't get it, then he could be under a lot of pressure from Loppy here.
Yeah, the detection point is smack bang in the middle of turn 15. He's not in it, so he could be vulnerable to Loppy, depending on. I don't think Loppy.
Oh, fastest lap for Bailey.
Yeah. That'll be a slipstream and DRS throughout the lap as well, so...
Yeah, Bobo has real saviour in a bit.
Marit's taking a wide line out of turn 1 behind Lorpy.
It is so easy to run wide out of turn 1 here.
Yeah, with turn 1 as well, you try and keep it within limits, and let's say you're still half a car on track, it'll penalise you, but if you go like 20 miles yonder away from the track, it won't give it you.
Yeah, it's one of those weird F1 glitches that... Where did I find one of those recently? Oh, it was Abu Dhabi, same thing, turn 1. If you run slightly, the tiniest bit wide, you get a warning, and if you just totally reinvent the track, they're like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so it's safe to go to the Shadow Realm.
But running half an inch wide, absolutely unacceptable.
Logic.
I know. Well done, Codemasters. We love it.
Single track's really dropped off the top 5, and he's trying to break the toe of Lorpy, because Lorpy's close enough to make a move to have a look.
Bobo's being sent round the outside by Saviour. Oh, he tries to go for a kind of switchback. Well done, Floppy. Sorry, that got very exciting between Saviour and Bobo for a minute there.
Yeah, Saviour holding on to the lead still.
Chris Bailey with an absolute send on Jules! Doesn't come to anything.
You got about 3 different races going on at the moment. You got 1 to 5, 6 down to 11, and then 12 down to 16th.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 different races going on.
Indeed, Moritz seems to have some pretty decent pace. Oh, single track runs wide and Moritz tries to stick his nose in, but can't get anything going there. We're going to jump back up to Bobo, see if he can get any sort of exit to try and close Saviour down here. He's opened up a little bit of a gap to Jules, so we should be safe on that front. Here he comes. He is gaining, but not very quickly.
Single track looking to return the favour in turn 1, but doesn't quite get it pulled off.
Enough to keep him ahead of Moritz for the moment. Oh, maybe not. Moritz looked like he was going to go round the outside there.
Filtered back in, thought played the safer game. There's Peninza and Rassam's just lost 2 places.
That will be the exit of turn 3, which is horrible.
I think it would probably turn 4.
Yeah, probably actually. Whatever the uphill right-hander is. Left-hander, right-left thing. You know the corner I mean.
Yes.
That one. Oh, we've got a yellow for Penitza.
That's Peninza.
I don't think he's got any damage though.
No, there's no damage to the Williams, so he's all right.
That's positive. Here comes Bobo again. He's coming on along a lot quicker this time. Saviour sends him around the outside, but he's already clear by 2. Oh, he runs wide, but keeps going. Bit of a twitch from Saviour as he comes up the hill, but nothing he can't manage.
Has a little look as well into 5, just to let Bobo know he's there.
You're not getting rid of me that easy. I think Sam Flan had a small moment because he's just dropped off the back a bit.
Yeah,
But he's pulling it straight back.
Yeah. He's hovering around 8 to 7 tenths behind Chris's Ferrari.
Which, the speed of those top 4, to be able to stick to the back of them alone is a huge feat.
Yeah, they've dropped the train that Lorpy's got behind him. So...
Which single track is still not at the head of, but the first who's going to try and make a move on Loppy.
Yeah, Lorpy's opened a bit of a gap through this lap from single track, but single track's still well within DRS. I'm not sure he's going to be close enough to have a look into turn 1, because he was 5 tenths coming out of turn 15. Nah, not close.
Moritz looked like he was going to have a look, but single track just slammed that door shut. Oh, it was Armar! No, not Armar!
Contact.
And Moritz, single track, people! That was chaos!
I think we could see that in stewards after.
I think we might do. We will move swiftly on as Ant goes up to P7.
Ant's usually silent, focused, picking off places where people make mistakes.
He's a patient driver. He just waits for the opportunity to present itself and take it.
Waits for the most opportunistic moment that opens up to him.
Absolutely. I think Saviour might be close enough to consider yeah, he's definitely close enough to consider a move on Bobo here. There's the DRS. Is Jules going to be close enough? Bobo goes to defend the inside, so Jules will have to go around the outside, which is not easy there.
Chris
and it opens up the door
for
Chris, but has a massive twitch.
That could have been second for Jules, but then it almost became fourth.
Yeah. And Chris Bailey is still there. Surely he's not going to send it. No, he's not going to send it. But Jules! Oh!
He's lost it on braking. Back end came out under braking.
That was a dirty fake by Chris. He looked like he was going to send it in an effort to try and force Jules into a mistake. I have a feeling Jules will probably catch up relatively quickly, though. He's a very quick driver.
Yeah, he showed good pace on Monday. He's showed good pace so far in this race so far. 9 laps in, just about to make the way round to lap 10.
Well, another yellow flag. I think that's Panitza again. He's missing an end plate now, unfortunately.
That'll be a trip to the pits for the Williams.
Yes, indeed. Oh, Chris Bailey
Jules
looks like he might be about to make a move on Bobo.
Jules didn't get it slowed down enough. He's got 10 seconds.
Oh, no. Oh, huge twitch from Chris, and Bobo goes straight back through. He caught
Jules
the sausage
going
curb.
To the hard tyre. Jules is pulling the undercut. Klaus, 3 seconds.
He must have had damage, I assume, from his spin, so that's why he's gone for the hards now.
He's had no front wing change.
Oh.
He's gone for the undercut.
Okay. 10 seconds for Panitza as well.
Panitza's gone for the hard tyres.
And really is making progress now. He's right on the back of Loppy.
Yeah, he's been racing his own race and keeping himself out of trouble and making his way slowly towards the front.
Indeed.
It's like Rassam and Soze are having a side-by-side moment on the way into turn 13. They're still side-by-side in turn 13. and into 14, still side by side.
I think very cleverly Kisa let him through because he said, you go through, there's a DRS detection zone and I'll just take you right back, mate.
But Collins right there as well, it's 3 wide going down to the straight. Collins took both of them.
So Kisa gained a position, but also lost. Colin runs a bit wide and opens the door for Kisa going towards turn 3.
Oh, that's tight.
A little bit of contact. And Kisa's got the DRS again.
5.
Is he going to send it down to turn 5? No. He's still there, but no. Well defended from Colin.
Yeah, Colin gaining 2 places and holding on to it only just.
Oh, Saviour pitted. I'm sure you said that and I was probably talking over you. I do apologise.
No, I didn't notice Saviour pitted. He's gone. He's pretty much just counteract Jules. Bit of a airy moment for Saviour out of turn 8, losing the back end up the hill.
But Saviour's gone for medium, so he's got to take those a fair old distance yet.
The mediums will make it to the end from here. Chris also pitting. Okay. We tend to see a few people come.
That's 3 wide down the pit straight. Armar goes into the lead. The Northern Irish contingent takes the opportunity to take the lead. And Ant gets spun.
Beninza 3 seconds.
And suddenly, the whole landscape of this race has changed a little bit. Ant was having an absolutely brilliant race, making up loads of places. Saviour's disconnected! Oh no!
He had this similar problem with the sprint in X where he disconnected and it he disconnected twice and it retired his car on track.
Oh my gosh.
So let's hope he doesn't have the same problems he had on the sprint on Friday.
I really hope not.
He's down to 13th now because he's not in that car. He's losing time hand over fist. He did have the overcut on Jules, but now he finds himself behind Jules and now behind Sam Flan because he's not in the race at the moment.
Yeah.
So he's losing time hand over fist.
That is so unfortunate for him. Let's hope he gets back in nice and quickly. What's Saviour's pen? Airways asked. Yes. He's got a 10-second penalty, presumably for speeding in the pit lane, along with Jules and Sam Flan. Panizza has 13 and Cloud has 3. Saviour has joined. Good man.
Hopefully he'll take control of his car and get his hands on the wheel in a safe place, because the last thing you want to do is for the game to give you control of the car in the middle of a corner.
Oh gosh, yeah. No, that's terrifying. I've done that before.
His car's still ghosted, so he's not took control just yet. It's gone solid. He's back in that car.
Marvellous. Now get your head down and get back into the race, sir. It's not over until it's over. He's certainly got the pace to do it.
Be interesting to see what he decides to do with that 10 seconds hanging over his head, though, as Lorp is in to get off the soft tyres.
I'm not sure Chris Bailey is going to be close enough to consider making a move on Bobo here.
No, he's a bit too far back, but the DRS is crawling in closer towards the Williams on the way through turns 2.
Bobo's showing some really, really good pace here today.
He had some good pace during the practice sessions as well, and on Monday, so Bobo's definitely one to keep an eye on. Jules is right up the back of Chris.
Oh, so he is.
They're all together, nose to tail, coming through turn 7.
I mean, the win for this race can still go one of several ways. It's still very, very early days, and people following very closely. Now, Chris Bailey's going to want to get a pretty good exit out of this penultimate corner and hope to stick with Bobo.
P2. Moritz carries on, still on those soft tyres, so does Ant.
Well, Armar's on the mediums.
Yeah,
he's on the
Moritz
ultimate
and,
strategy.
Yeah.
Here comes Bailey! Up into what I believe is basically the de facto lead of the race, as he's the highest person who has currently stopped.
Yeah, and he's also the de facto leader in the Tier 1 class as well.
Yes, indeed, he is. A full 25 points currently on the table for Bailey, if he can hold on. Let's just jump on board with Colin, who is right on the back of Ant. I mean, Ant's soft tyres must be absolutely screaming by now.
You would think that, but we know Ant's very good on his tyres, but it is at that phase of the race where the mediums are the more favourable tyre against the softs, because you'd rather have a 14-lap medium than a 14-lap soft round here.
Well, yeah, exactly. As Colin is showing, as he got a much better exit than Ant, and is closing him down pretty quickly, I think with helping a DRS. Yeah, through he goes, up into P2. Yeah. Alpine 1-2, you don't see that very often in F1.
And Moritz has pitted, he's going on to the mediums.
Now, I hate to do this again, because I seem to do it every single time I'm on comms at the moment. But is it just me, or is it starting to look a little bit cloudy?
The clouds have been generally rolling in as this race has been going on. It does look quite not too hazy. There's still a bit of sun out, so it's not gone dull as of yet. And we didn't have any feedback from any of the drivers during the break or start of qualifying to let us know what the weather's going to be like. But there has been a little bit of grey cloud rolling in.
Here's the thing, I've been on comms several times where people have gone, dry race, and then it's gone wet about 60% through the race. It's the curse that I bring every single time I'm on comms at the moment. I don't know why, but I'm really enjoying that it seems to be happening all the time.
Hello, Alex Taylor, giving a wave in the YouTube chat.
Lovely to have you join us, sir.
I think the most challenging race that we've had through the week so far, not to brag too much, would probably have to be Tier 2, because we had a wet qualifying, a wet start to the race, and then it went to dry about part way through.
Oh yeah.
But I think there was a bit of a moment, because we had a bit of a scare during Tier 2, because there was a little a split second of rain on the car, and it's like, oh, it's raining, and then all of a sudden it's like not raining again. It's like,
I love it when that happens.
Shadow Wolf Gaming in there as well, saying hi. Hello, welcome.
Hello, hello. Lovely to have. I think these are all new people joining us.
Does look it. So if you want to keep in touch with the racing in general, hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell to be notified when we go live for our races. And if you're interested, I'm sure someone will help you with a link to the Discord and help you get through the joining process.
Always happy to have new drivers joining the Discord. Okay, it's definitely getting darker here. It's 100% getting darker on this track. I'm predicting rain at lap 27.
It does look like we could be having rain because the sun's gone in as well. There's not much sunlight now, and there's you can't see the shadow under the cars very clear, so it is getting a more and more overcast. So possible rain incoming, and still out there on the soft tyres as well. He's done 17 laps on those.
Now here's a question. Has Ant had his engineer on the radio go, rain in 10 minutes, rain in 10 minutes, so he's gone, I refuse to pit?
It could be that way.
He's like, I'm going to make it to the Inters, boys.
It's the only factual reason why he's still out there on the soft tyres is he's waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he's dived in.
Oh, I stand corrected.
He just got it slowed down before the line.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
17, 18 laps on those soft tyres, straight onto the mediums. They'll easily have plenty of tyres under him. He can rag the hell out of those for these closing laps because they'll have plenty of life in them.
And Chris Bailey has caught up to all the people who haven't pitted yet. So if you had any doubts about Chris Bailey's pace... what a send! Completely fair, no contact. That was a beautiful move by Mr. Bailey.
Next one on the... And as long as it... Oh, Bobo going wide through turn 7.
Chris Bailey wants to put some unpitted cars between him and his rivals, hopefully build a bit of a gap.
He's got one. Jules... Oh, bit of a contact there.
Oh, bit of contact, yeah.
Soze going round. Must have been
that is unfortunate.
Minor of touches.
As Bailey's on the back of Rassam now and will probably make this move down the DRS straight.
Collins in off the mediums, he'll be going to the softs.
I wonder how far Armar's going to take his mediums. As through goes Bailey up into P2.
Yeah, they're all slicing past Rassam on those 19-lap-old medium tyres.
You remember how Saviour disconnected? You wouldn't have noticed at this point. He's right on the back of Jules again.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit of contact between Bobo and whoever happens to be inside him at this exact moment.
That was Saviour. With those scrapping behind, it's letting Chris and Jules pull away. We've got... Saviour's disconnected again.
Oh, Saviour! When it rains, it pours, mate. And quite literally soon, maybe.
Possibly. Still got, was it 13, 14 laps still to go?
I'm sticking with my prediction of lap 27 for rain.
We'll be keeping an eye for that. Jules looking very close to the back of Chris's Ferrari. It's going to be McLaren versus Ferrari on the way down to turn 1.
We've seen that a lot over the last few races of the real season.
Yeah, whether it's Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc or Oscar Piastri and Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, indeed.
Will we be getting it this season as well with 2025 as Saviour is back in? Saviour's back in, but he's 3 seconds behind Sam Flam.
I mean, there's a good chance he'll close that gap again, but a podium seems like a long shot for Saviour at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah, if it weren't for the 2 disconnects, I think he'll still be probably in the shot for the win.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No doubt in my mind.
You would think at this stage, yes, there's about 2 laps difference between the 2. Chris having the fresher tyres. You would think Chris will be in a more favourable position at the moment between himself and Jules.
certainly by the time you get towards sort of lap 30, 31, that tyre delta's really going to be working in Chris's favour.
3 seconds.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, of course, is Jules has a penalty. So as long as Chris can stick with him, he's in a very, very good position.
Yeah, Chris has just got to sit with him, but I know Chris very well. He wouldn't want to win a race that way. He'll want to do it out track or out.
Oh, he will.
He won't want to do it by a penalty. As the sun is starting to creep back out again.
Why would you toy with my emotions like that, game? But yes, it does seem to be getting sunnier, very disappointingly.
Armar still going strong on those medium tyres. He's done 21 laps on them at this point.
I mean, it's a heck of a stint from him. Fair play.
He's probably going to be looking for about 10, 11 laps on the soft. So possibly this lap for Armar to pit.
Yeah,
I would guess.
And he's about to lap Benitza as well.
Yeah, he's going to have DRS off the Williams if he decides to stay out. He is going in, so he's going to be doing at least 10 laps. 10 or 11 laps on the soft tyres coming up for Armar.
Which sounds entirely plausible.
Yeah, releases Jules into the lead and Chris sticking well behind.
Oh, there's a yellow flag somewhere. Oh, big kick from Jules. I don't think Keys has pit yet, actually, has he? No, he hasn't. Keys is the only person left to pit now.
Oh yeah, he's done 22 laps on those set of mediums.
I mean, again, fair play to him for making them last that long.
I would say you don't want to go any longer than about 21, 22 laps on them.
Yeah, as he slides his way through that corner.
Yeah, the grip's still there, but the pace is not.
Yeah.
Sam Flam 3 seconds. Quite a few penalties coming in lately.
Let's see where we stand with penalties. So, Jules and Sam Flan and Panizza each have 13. Saviour has 10. Cloud has 6. And Smith has 3. And Sam Flan's disconnected now!
Just disconnected, yeah.
Oh, it goes from bad to worse for the Tier 1 drivers today. Kisa pits. And Saviour goes back through now that he's back in his car up to P4.
Yeah, it's P4 in Tier 1 as well as overall.
Yeah.
But he is carrying those 10 seconds.
He is, yeah, that is the issue. I was about to say, I said a podium seems unlikely. With his pace, he could catch up to Bobo, but that 10 seconds is going to hurt him.
Ooh, a bit of a twitch for Jules out of turn 8 that it's ghosted his car. So that's got Chris right almost on the diffuser of the McLaren.
Yeah, he's looking good for a move down the pit straight.
Yeah, he's keeping it well tucked under the rear wing of the McLaren through 14. Keeps a tighter line. As another twitch for Jules. That'll be the difference in tyres, I would say, with Jules struggling a little bit more.
Jules is probably reaching his graining phase around now, whereas Chris still feels
is already
okay.
Going for the move.
Yeah, that's not going to be a difficult one for him there.
But Jules took in straight behind the Ferrari to get the toe. But it is Chris back in the lead. And all he's got to do now is hold on.
Yeah, absolutely. Defend for his life.
Defend like a lion.
But as we know, Jules is a very, very good racer and a very, very tough person to fight against. So The other thing is Chris Bailey cannot afford to track extend.
No, and Jules. Another thing as well is Jules a very hard person to drop.
Yeah.
It's very hard to drop him out of DRS. He will stick with you all the way because that's how much pace he's got.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Mark Hodgson says defend like a blowhole.
That as well. Let's see if Jules is close enough to make a move down the pit straight. It looks like he's not going to struggle too much with that one.
Yeah, it's candy from a baby.
He's got some very good straight line speed as Jules.
Yeah, he seems to have a better straight line speed than Chris is. Chris seems to be a lot more better in the corners, whereas Jules seems to have the upper hand on the straights.
Oh, through goes Colin, taking 2 places for 1. And Ant has half a look at Loppy. They're side by side. They're still side by side. They're still side by side as they go into the uphill left-hander. Who's going to be braver? It's going to be Ant.
Ant gets the place. That's P7 for the Mercedes.
And he's sticking on the back of Colin nicely. He's going to want to close that gap a little bit by the pit straight, because Colin has some pretty impressive straight line speed as well.
Okay, just wanted to check something because of what Hodge has said in the YouTube chat, and I'm not going to say any more because it will give away certain information.
Yes.
I just thought I'd have a little look.
Yes, indeed. I will not have a little look, because even by me doing an investigation, it'll give things away.
Yeah, Pennins are getting out the way of the leaders.
Good boy, we like to see it.
But referring to what you said earlier on, Simon, is Chris can just sit behind Jules with his 13 seconds.
He won't want to, but he can.
No, he can. He won't, but he can. It's just that little buffer that he has if he's struggling to even make a move on Jules. So he's just got that extra buffer over the McLaren with that 13-second penalty.
Yeah, exactly. As Ant seems to be really refinding his pace now and is right on the back of Colin.
Yeah, he's done that lot. He's done a mega stint on the soft tyres. He can really lean on these medium tyres towards the end here.
Yeah, absolutely. Mind you, Colin's straight line speed.
Yeah, he's got some very good straight line speed. There's Colin, and couldn't even get close enough to have a look into turn 1.
No, absolutely. And Chris Bailey seems to be learning his lesson a bit and taking some time behind Jules.
Yeah, and getting right up the back of Colin into Colin at turn 5, but wasn't able to make a move or any luck.
Colin seems to be doing very well here at, big twitch from Ant, at sort of picking his points on the track. And picking where he knows his pace is, so that he can just open up that gap and sort of save his ERS in other parts of the track.
Mark's just made a very valid comment in the YouTube chat. Even though Sabier's carrying 10 seconds, he'll only lose out to Armour.
Yeah, he will actually. That's very true. And with the way the point system works in MRC Xtreme, with each point, which each tier getting their own
still
points,
will be classified P4.
Yeah, exactly that. He's not going to lose any points at the moment for that 10-second penalty. Unless Ant really gets the foot down.
Yeah, he's got.
As Saviour gets, I was just about to say Saviour gets past Bobo as well. Oh, and Armar, was that Armar? Someone lost it. I saw a spin. That's unfortunate. I was trying to figure out who it was because I saw it was around Armar.
The hard tyres do have ridiculous life around here, but they're not the very most likeable tyre around here. So Peninza's having to struggle around on those hard tyres.
It's a weird one on this game because there are certain tracks where the hard tyres feel absolutely stunning, and then tracks where they feel absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, and this is one of them where the hards are pretty much disgusting.
Disgusting, yeah. Yeah, I used them on Friday when I did MRCX, and I didn't enjoy them. I'm not going to lie to you.
Ant fastest lap, 18.7.
Do you think Ant maybe heard us talking about the fact he has to put the foot down?
Possibly.
And he went, challenge accepted.
What is it? An 18.763, and the real life fastest race lap record is a 1:18.750. So he's a fraction outside the real life.
It's not good enough. Come on.
Real life lap record, which is
I know you're listening to the stream.
Which is set by a certain brand new Ferrari driver in Sir Lewis Hamilton, which was set in 2020.
Yes.
So, and you've got to find... I'm not very good at maths.
About a tenth of a second.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will forever be the second best Mercedes driver.
Ooh.
I've dropped that gauntlet now. See what you want to do with it.
Chris has took the lead.
He has indeed. I jumped on board just in time for that one, having finished abusing Ant. And Saviour's really not dropping Bobo at all. Bobo is sat right there. As I say that, Saviour has a godly exit from the uphill.
Yeah, but Bobo's still there.
He's still there. Bobo, another man who is very difficult to drop.
Yellow flag, I think that's at turn 4. Someone's had a little moment.
I think that might have been a certain single track
8.
that time. Let's see if Jules is going to be close enough to make a move on the blowhole, or if he's going to wait for the final lap.
Yeah, just about to start the 32nd lap of 33, so penultimate lap.
With his straight line speed, he definitely pushed for that overtake. Can confirm.
Yeah, but Chris will be sat there in his rig thinking, you can overtake me, there's no worries, you've got 13 seconds, I've got nothing to worry about.
As Loppy gets past Colin now, very nice overtake down the pit straight, and Moritz gets past Cloud. Oh, it's all happening in the final couple of laps.
It goes quiet and then it picks back up again with about 2 laps to go.
Yeah, indeed. Everyone suddenly starts pushing.
Yeah, as Jules and Chris go through turn 11.
Yeah, I'm on board with them because Chris is gonna want to make the move on the pit straight. That's just the way it is. Oh, as Jules runs really wide out of that corner. Potentially just opens the door for Mr. Bailey. Is he going to be close enough? I'm not sure he is with Jules' straight line speed.
Jules already pulling to the right-hand side, trying to break the toe.
I don't think Bailey's going to manage it. It's going to be very, very close in the end. It's going to have to be a very late move. Jules makes him go to the outside, and Bailey runs off track, runs out of room.
Gives the place back.
I'll give this to Bailey. He's a very fair driver. If he makes an overtake in an unfair way, he will give you that position back.
Yeah, he's got a very, very high sportsmanship-like mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just gonna. Go on.
Saviour's still holding Bobo behind, but it's still going to be P3 for Bobo.
Yeah. Chris, we're going to stick with the Chris Bailey-Jules battle, I think, because it's just going to be very interesting to see if Chris Bailey can pull anything out by the line. I mean, he's going to get the win either way.
If you get a good run out of 15, and you get a long enough side, and you've got plenty of battery left, and you're literally just dumping whatever you have left, you can...
We tried to carry as much speed as humanly possible through the penultimate corner. I don't think he's going to have enough.
Hold on track, but Chris will take the win due to penalties.
He will. It's a good race from Jules, but Chris did what he needed to do. Saviour will come home in P3 on track, but drop down to P5. And the second best Mercedes driver, who could not improve on his fastest lap, will take P6. Still a very good race from him. Colin in P7, Loppy in P8, Cloud in P9, Rassam in P10. Here comes single track towards the line now in P11. Moritz P12, Kisa Soze P13. Smith will come home in P14. Very, very unfortunate for Sam Flan, who was having such a great race, but unfortunately disconnected and never got back in.
Yeah, just got those three left to finish, so it's a return to the top step for Chris.
It is. It's been a little while, I think, since we've seen Mr. Bailey on the top step.
Yeah, and to do it in the red of Ferrari.
It's beautiful to see.
Yeah, that's a classification win for Chris in Tier 1, a classification win for Armar in Tier 2, and a classification win for Smith in Tier 3.
Who will only get the 13 points, unfortunately, but it's still a win. And there's Mr. Bailey with his British flag. What a man. I'm going to let us see this podium because he's not there very often, bless him.
Yeah. Could it be a sign for things to come for the real life 2025 Formula 1 season with a British driver on the top step in the colour red?
Don't toy with my emotions like that. Because we know it's not going to happen, so let's not build my hopes. So
no, you would rather have the Monegasque flag with a driver in red on the top step, if I'm not mistaken.
If Charles gets a World Drivers' Championship this year, I can officially never watch F1 again. I'll die a happy man. Right, your provisional finishing for this race. Bailey takes the win with Bobo and Armar filling out the podium, followed by Jules, Saviour, Ant, Colin, Loppy, Rassam, Cloud in P10, followed by Single Track, Moritz, Kisa Soze, Smith, Sam Flan, and Panizza. So go on, who's your driver of the day, Carl?
Well, the game gave it to Ant from P11. There was... I don't know whether to go with my fondness, because I really, really want to give it Chris, because it's been such a long time since he's tasted the champagne on the top step.
Yeah.
And he did well to keep tabs with Jules throughout that with the 13 seconds, and Chris got in that position as well with the strategy. So I'm going to give mine to Chris. You could give yours to Helps Web. But I will give Anta a mention because of starting P11 and going ridiculously long on those soft tyres, mind you, as well.
I'm going to give a special shout to Chris, but my driver of the day is actually Mr. Armar Red, who pulled out a podium against some very tough competition. That was a cracking drive from Armar.
Yeah, and as mentioned earlier, he did get the classification win for Tier 2, so
yeah, absolutely.
Maximum points for his start of the Xtreme season.
So thank you all for joining us. That is our first race of Season 16 done and dusted. We'll be back on Friday at 7:30, where the MRC X boys will be racing around Canada. And thank you for joining me, Carl. It's been nice to be back on comms with you today.
Yeah, pleasure to be on comms. And just to let people know, the format for Friday is the standard, short qualifying and a 50% race.
100% race around Canada would just be mean. We couldn't possibly do that to our drivers. So thank you for joining us. We will see you on Friday at 7:30. Good night.